The American criminal justice system holds almost 2.3 million people in 1,719 state prisons, 102 federal prisons, 1,852 juvenile correctional facilities, 3,163 local jails, and 80 Indian Country jails, as well as military prisons, immigration detention facilities, civil commitment centers, state psychiatrist hospitals, and prisons in U.S. territories. We lock up more people for longer than anyone else in the world. The U.S. holds 5% of the world's population and 25% of the world's prisoners. By 1970, our incarcerated population has increased by 700%. What led to this? Some of the reasons include Nixon's Southern strategy, Reagan's war on drugs, sentencing disparities, mandatory minimums, the 1990s Get Tough on Crime campaign, and Clinton's 3 strikes.
John Locke believed the main point of government is to protect the rights of individuals. His punishment philosophy required 2 things. 1, the person who does the punishing has the commission and power to do so. 2, the punishment must be directly useful for procuring the greater good. His rationale was you must punish anyone who does wrong until that wrongdoer has been punished up to a certain point, meaning the punishment is not to be indefinite. The framers' viewpoint on mass incarceration can be seen in the 6th and 8th Amendments. The 6th Amendment: in all criminal prosecutions, the accused shall enjoy the right to a speedy and public trial by an impartial jury of the state, and district wherein the crime shall have been committed, which district shall have been previously ascertained by law, and to be informed of the nature and cause of accusation, to be confronted with the witnesses against him, to have compulsory process for obtaining witnesses in his favor, and to have the assistance of counsel for his defense. The 8th Amendment: excessive bail shall not be required, nor excessive fines imposed, nor cruel and unusual punishments inflicted. These 2 amendments were designed by the framers to ensure that their citizens would be protected from the federal government and their rights would not be infringed. The concept of mass incarceration, however, violates both of these. In 2010, 16-year-old Khalif Browder was stopped and arrested by police for allegedly stealing a backpack containing a camera, an iPod, a credit card, and $700 in cash. He was then transferred to Rikers Island, spending 3 years awaiting a trial that never came, 18 months of which were spent in solitary confinement, where correctional officers repeatedly beat him. He was released in 2013 due to lack of evidence. Because of his horrendous experience, Browder faced extreme difficulty adjusting back into society, and on June 6, 2015, he killed himself. He was 22 years old.
There was a study done that observed different men and their likelihood to get callbacks for job interviews. This study showed that 34% of white men who had not gone to prison were called back. 17% of white men who have gone to prison were called back. 15% of black men who had not gone to prison were called back. And finally, only 5% of black men who have gone to prison were called back. Another study showed that the chances of black men going to prison are 1 in 3, as opposed to white men where the odds are 1 in 17. Many arrests facing people have to do with non-violent drug offenses.